Alright, motherfuckers, we back here. Live with Jay, episode number 16. Before we get to the topic at hand, I am sick right now, if you can't tell. I sound like shit, I look like shit, and quite frankly, I feel like shit. I got a cold, man, and it came from my dumbass 9-year-old sister, and that's me talking as a comedian. I'm not, being serious when I talk about my sister, but I am being serious when I say that she was stupid enough to sleep with the fan on in her face on the highest setting, and she got a cold because of it. And then she was sneezing and coughing in front of me, or around me I should say, unintentionally, and I ended up catching the shit because I accidentally breathed the shit in, and now I got a cold, and my sinus has been fucked up all week. I've been congested. But regardless of that, even though I'm sick and I may not be 100%, I'm still gonna make it to this video as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? You still can get the same Jay that y'all know and love, sick or not. I'm still gonna go the fuck off just like you expect me to do, and I'm still gonna cuss up a motherfucking storm just like I am right now. You know what I'm saying? From the South, that's what we do. We cuss, goddammit. And I can't contain my goddamn cussing half the time. Sometimes I try to censor myself, but I can't help it. I promised y'all the probation story. I was supposed to do that for episode 16, and I wanted to record that shit earlier this week, but I got sick at the wrong goddamn time. It just had to come around my birthday, and today is my birthday. I'm 24 years old. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. I will say I attempted this past Wednesday when I was just all the way fucked up. Not drunk, but fucked up as far as sickness goes. I attempted to tell the probation story, but I said, you know what, man? Fuck it. Let's make episode 16 special. Instead of telling that whole goddamn story by itself, let's do something completely different. Let's do a 10-year life reflection. Yeah, I know I promised that damn story and I just broke another goddamn promise. I know y'all real tired of these broken promises. However, for this 10-year life reflection, we're going to be going over everything that happened in the 2010s. My last decade. You know what I'm saying? And in 2010, I got put on probation, and we going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We going to talk about it in detail, but in bits and pieces instead of telling the full fucking story. I'm just happy that the 2010s is over and done with, gone, dead, finito, buried in the grave 6 feet under with no goddamn grave markings, you know what I'm saying? No name or nothing, Jesus. Wrapped up like a condom with the sperm still in it. Pause. Wrapped up like a big bitch in between two bed sheets. Wrapped up like a black and mild laced with some weed. I know what I just said to make no goddamn sense, but let it ride. I told you don't see the same goddamn Jay that y'all know and love. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop right into this 10-year life reflection. We're gonna go over everything from 2010 all the way to 2019, summarizing my whole shitty decade in chronological order because I got a photographic memory like that. But the 2010s sucked for me big time, and honestly, I can't think of nothing good that happened in the last fucking decade for me. I had a shitty goddamn decade. The only good thing that came out of the 2010s was in 2014 when I graduated high school, and even that wasn't that good because I graduated in a rainbow graduation from summer school. So that was a negative in itself. Other than that, there's really no other goods on this list. Nothing remotely good and nothing even remotely life-changing. The only things that I can think of off the top of my head is all the bad shit and all the crazy shit that left me stressed and depressed. When in doubt, pinky out. God damn, this shit's strong. I'm drinking, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Amsterdam. I paused for a second to take a sip of my goddamn drink because I know my mama is watching this video right now, and I know y'all are thinking the same thing. When the fuck was you ever depressed? You don't look like you're depressed. You damn right I don't look depressed. I may be depressed right now, but you can't tell. I'm such a good ass actor, I know how to hide this shit. My mama is probably going to say, when the fuck was you ever depressed? Well, it started in 2010 when I got put on probation, so it's safe to say I've been depressed for 10 fucking years. And she's also probably going to say, well, since she's been so depressed, why ain't come talk to me and your father about her? At least let us know, and we can take you to get you some help, see a shrink or a psychiatrist or something. No, I'd rather not. Not after what happened last time when I initially got put on probation. First, I had to deal with a shitty public defender, because we still broke the good word. But I had to deal with a shitty public defender, then I had to deal with a shitty psychiatrist that recommended anger management. Never again. Never again. Do I look like I need anger management? I only get mad when I'm recording videos, you know what I'm saying? It's my character. It's who I am. But off camera, I'm different. I don't need no damn psychiatrist. I know how to cope with my depression. It's not even deep enough to even talk to nobody. I never had suicidal thoughts. It wasn't severe enough to have suicidal thoughts. I never had suicidal thoughts, and I never will. I ain't killing my goddamn self. Life is too short, and life is too precious to even be thinking about throwing your life away for some old bullshit. You gotta cherish every moment that you have on this earth, and that's exactly what I'm doing. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into this 10-year life reflection. We're gonna name off all this shit. First, and then I'm explaining some of this, because this is a lot of shit. I'm not about to sit here and explain every goddamn thing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain some of it. You know what I'm saying? And the sum of it, I'm gonna let you know what I'm explaining by saying asterisk or double asterisk. So in the words of Foxy Grandpa, let's go, bro. I ain't gonna never say that shit again. That was cringe as fuck. 2010, I lost my cousin Stan from a bullet wound. God rest his soul. I was extremely perverted. Double asterisk. I was put on probation for some shit that I didn't do. Partially for some shit that I did do, had no business doing. And at the same time, I was going through an identity crisis. Who would have thought? Double asterisk. 2011, high school hell. No need to explain. I was the most hated kid in school at one point. At least one of them anyway. That I will explain. Asterisk. Also, I started smoking. 2012, I converted to Islam. Asterisk. As if that did me any fucking favors. This is when I was trying to get woke. I tried to get myself together. Failed miserably. I met my ex-fiance. Not even gonna talk about it, but we are gonna talk about some shit that she did in brief. I lost my grandmother due to breast cancer, September 13, 2012, God rest her soul. 2013, this is when I actually got my shit together, kinda. I converted back to Christianity, asterisk. I got cheated on for the first time. Fun fact, it wasn't by my ungrateful ass ex-fiance, asterisk. I got kicked out of summer school and expelled, and went from one fucked up school to another. Go figure. If only I went to a white school, none of this shit would have happened. 2014, I thought shit was gonna get better from here on out. Turns out shit got worse. I got kicked out of the house for the first time. Asterisk. I graduated high school. The only positive on this goddamn list, even though it was a rainbow graduation because I graduated out of summer school. I started working for a company called CrewWorks. One of the worst jobs I ever had, but not the worst. And this job went nowhere because I ended up getting kicked off of a CrewWorks job and I got laid off 2 months later in 2015. Also in 2015, I got cheated on for the second time. This time it was the first time by my ungrateful ass ex-fiance. She fucked another dude and got pregnant, go figure. That was my first mistake. I should have just kicked her ass to the curb, but I decided no, I was gonna stay with her. 2016, I had a hard time finding a job, asterisk. I unofficially proposed to my ex. That was a huge mistake. That was my second mistake. 2017, I got cheated on for the third time. This time it was the second time by my ungrateful ass ex-fiance. And she fucked another dude and got pregnant again. So she fucked 2 dudes and got pregnant by both of them. And had 2 kids. Of course. I started working with a company called AV Actions. This job went nowhere. I worked 2 jobs with them, 2 shifts with them, ended up quitting after. I lost my uncle Dwight. That was another death that hit us hard. Stan, and then my grandmother, and then Dwight. And it only got worse in 2018, and then 2019 is probably the worst year yet. Wrapping up 2017, I started working for a company called Capital Co-Tech, the best damn job I ever had. Too bad it was a temp job and it was a seasonal job, and I was only making $13 an hour, so I had to leave eventually. 2018, I worked for AV Solutions, and this job went nowhere. I worked 1 shift for them and quit after. Then I lost my Aunt Bunny, my auntie, you know what I'm saying? Loved her to death. That was my Uncle Dwight's wife, and we lost both of them a year apart. That's tough. 2019 shit got way worse because I officially proposed to my ex and then we broke up in the same month. Not even going to explain it. I'm going to put all the links in the, not in the description. Y'all don't even read the description. In the comment section, also in the end screen. My worst relationships video if y'all missed that. And also the playlist, the entire playlist for the life of Jay, so y'all can go back and watch some stories that y'all missed. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure there's some that y'all missed that y'all don't even know that I put up because YouTube's fucked up algorithm. Also, I started working for a company called EMT. Not even going to talk about it. Would you believe me if I said I got kicked out of the house for the second time? Asterisk. I thought about going to college, but I said, fuck it. I'm good. Asterisk. I lost my Uncle Derek. And then I lost my cousin Jimmy. And then I lost my Uncle Jimmy. All 3 of them in a span of a month and a half. That's tough. And that's everything that happened from 2010 all the way to 2019. That was a lot of shit. Like I said, that left me stressed and depressed.
1 hour later.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start from the beginning. Excuse me. I'm under the influence right now, so you had to cut me some slack. Like I said, we're gonna start from the beginning. Like those people that fucked up grammar in the comment section, they say beginning and not beginning. You know, the same people that tell you to get good when you complain about Call of Duty and they literally spell the shit G-I-T-G-U-D. We're gonna start with the identity crisis and we're gonna combine that with the extreme perversion. That's the first double asterisk. We're going to do all these single asterisks in between. And then we're going to do the final double asterisk, the other double asterisk, the probation story at the end of the video. And I'm probably annoying the living shit out of y'all just by the way I'm pronouncing asterisk. I'm country. I can't say certain words right. You know what I'm saying? So let's start from the beginning. We're going to start with the identity crisis. Yes, I went through an identity crisis. Fuck. I had to pause for a second. I had to take a sip of my drink because I know what y'all are thinking. More importantly, I know what my mama's thinking. I understand you being depressed, but identity crisis? When the fuck did you go through an identity crisis? 15 years ago. It stemmed all the way back when I was in 4th grade. I was 9 years old, and this was in 2005, and I feel old as shit just saying that now. And this is what started this shit. I didn't go through the identity crisis until 5th grade, but this is the backstory. I was in 4th grade at Mildred Green Elementary, and I was about ready to get up out that bitch. But I was on my nerdy shit that year, you know what I'm saying? I was already having some tough years a couple years prior. You know what I'm saying? I went there from kindergarten to 4th grade. First quarter, I made the honor roll. First and only time. Also, in the first quarter, I got perfect attendance. Didn't come to school late, didn't miss a day. Also, in the first quarter, I did all of my schoolwork. I did all of my homework, turned all that shit in and passed it. The best thing, I aced all of my tests. Also, in the first quarter. Failed a couple, but I aced most of them. You know, I got a couple B's here and there, a couple C's, but I passed most of my tests regardless. And here's a little extra for you. I was one of the fastest readers in my class, and people could not fucking keep up. People used to tell me to slow the fuck down. They used to tell me to slow down because they couldn't keep up. They couldn't comprehend. I was so above them as far as reading level goes. Everybody read on like a 2nd grade reading level. I read on the 8th grade reading level. You know what I'm saying? I was 6 grades above them, but I had to dumb myself down because me being as smart as I was didn't really pay off the way I expected it to, because I ended up getting bullied for being smart. I didn't stutter. I got bullied for being smart. This bullying, yeah, I got picked on. I say I got picked on. It's the same shit at the end of the day. This bullying, it went on for so long that the gloves, they eventually came off, and I went down swinging. You know what I'm saying? All the friends that I so-called had, you know what I'm saying? I just fucked that all up. All the so-called friends that I had, they were actually friends of the bullies. So when I was getting bullied, they were sitting there watching the shit. They was thoroughly entertained by my weakness. You know what I'm saying? They see me as a weakling, and they said, fuck this little nigga. We gonna sit here and just watch him get bullied. And that ain't the part that behooved me. What behooved me was the teachers let the shit happen too. They didn't do a goddamn fucking thing. They sat there and watched it happen. They sat there and watched me get my ass whooped when the gloves initially came off. Yeah, I went down swinging, but I got my ass whooped nonetheless. I got thrown into a fucking wall head first. Damn near got concussed. I was dazed for about 35 goddamn seconds exactly. Got dragged to the I almost said the police office, the principal's office. Me and the fool that was fighting. 15 minutes later, I whooped this motherfucking ass. I caught his ass lacking, and I just started swinging. I just emulated shit that I see in the street fighting movies and shit, and I just started punching away and was just beating the shit out of him. And then this big fat ass goddamn PE teacher gonna come right back over there and start grabbing us again. He was ripping my shirt in the goddamn process. You know what I'm saying? Not ripping it, but he was stretching it out. This skinny ass damn polo shirt that I had on. After I passed 4th grade, I was so happy to get up out that bitch, but I didn't know what school I wanted to go to until my auntie, Kenya, decided to recommend Howard Road Academy, another fucked up ass school, to my parents, and my parents obliged, and they put me in that goddamn school. Thank you very much, Kenya. And I love you to death, but I hated you for that for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Not really, but still, that I was disappointed. I did not want to go to that goddamn school. And my suspicions of the school was exactly what I thought. This school was dirty as fuck. And when it's supposed to be a school, it was supposed to be an office building, but they turned it into a school for whatever reason. There wasn't no cafeteria, and that's the reason why the school was dirty. Kids would throw their trash in the trash, but it wouldn't hit the trash. It would end up on the floor. And that's thing you know, we got rats and roaches like Crips and Bloods out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? The flying roaches at that. But at this point, I'm in 5th grade. I'm the new kid at this point. I'm like Jimmy Hopkins on the game Bully. I don't know nobody. They don't know me. I ain't got no friends. So I decided this was the perfect time for me to, you know, change up my ways. Instead of being as smart as I was last year, let's do something a little different. You know, let's act dumb just a little bit, but be smart at the same time. And I'm gonna still be on my nerdy shit, but I wanted to be cool. I wanted to try as hard as I could to be cool. And the best way to do that was to act like a certain someone. And the first person that came to mind was my cousin Whoopi. Now, Whoop, if you're watching this video, you might be surprised. You probably don't remember this shit because it was so long ago. So in 2006, the 2007 school year, I tried to act like my cousin Whoopi, you know what I'm saying? I tried to act just like him. I tried to talk just like him with this, you know, because he had a DC accent at the time, and he still do, you know what I'm saying? His accent is stronger now than it was then. But I had this obviously fake, strong-ass DC accent that I was trying to emulate from him. I tried to be just like him. I used to look up to him at the time, so of course I was going to try to act like him. You know what I'm saying? So I was acting just like him. I was talking just like him. I was using DC slang out the ass, and I sounded retarded, more retarded than I looked. Then I tried to wear my clothes like him. I ain't going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? There was no way in hell I could wear my clothes like him. I tried to wear my shoes like him. I tried to lace my shits up like I was wearing Timbs or some shit. Failed miserably. I had him lace them up for me, and my parents seen what I was doing, and they said, tie your motherfucking shoes the right way. I had no business doing that anyway. He had name brand shit. You know what I'm saying? He had name brand shoes and name brand clothes. I had Payless shoes and hand-me-downs. As far as shoes go, he had a pair of Timbs. I had the waterproof great value versions from Payless. He had fucking Vans and DCs and shit. I had Shaqs and the light up Skechers and shit, the Spider-Mans, the Batmans, all them shits, you know what I'm saying? The Pokemons, I had all them shits, you know what I'm saying? And it was embarrassing as fuck wearing them shoes in school. I even had Trillies. They had Heelys, I had Trillies. That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's like when you grow up with cheap ass parents. But you gotta love them, nonetheless. I hated that shit growing up, but that's what happens. You grow up with cheap ass parents, you're gonna wear cheap ass shoes and hand-me-downs. They ain't gonna buy you no expensive ass clothes, no name brand shit, not until you're old enough, you know? They say when you get your own money, when you get a job and you make your own money and you get your own shit, you can do what the fuck you wanna do. But when you're living in my roof, when you're living in my house, and you're living under my roof, you're gonna do what the fuck I tell you to do, you're gonna wear what the fuck I want you to wear. That's how it was back in the day. That's how it was, man. Moving on to the extreme perversion, because this, you know, the identity crisis bled into the extreme perversion. I became hella fucking perverted when I hit 7th grade. I'm already 13 at this point. I started to get perverted once I watched porn for the first time. And it wasn't even the first time I watched porn. You know what I'm saying? The first time I ever watched porn was back in 2004. And there was 3 of them that I watched. One was a gay porno. I'm explaining in a second. Shut the fuck up. Alright? And the other 2 were regular pornos. Okay? But at the time, I was a big fan of The Jungle Book. I loved Mowgli and I loved Baloo, 2 of my favorite Disney characters from that era. So I went in my mama's room and I was looking for some tapes, you know what I'm saying? I was looking for some kids tapes because I remembered her taking my my Rugrats tape or something like that, and I think she put it up in the living room somewhere, but I was stupid enough to look in her room, and I looked in the bottom of her door chest and found Black Boy Jungle. And I did not know what the fuck this was, but being that I was a fan of a Jungle Book, I thought it was the black version of a Jungle Book. I thought it was a ghetto version, a hood-ass version. It was some hood shit, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. I turned that shit on, the first thing I see was 2 dudes giving each other a head in the 69 position. After 2 seconds, I took that shit the fuck out. I ain't even watch it. You know what I'm saying? To this day, my mama still think I watched that shit, but no, I didn't. I took it out after 2 seconds. The moment I seen dick and dick, I took that shit the fuck out. And then a year later, 2005, I found Pretty on Things. And that same week, I found That Bitch a Hoe. You know what I'm saying? I popped in Pretty on Things, and the first thing I seen was Mr. Marcus. The only bright spots of those pornos were the ladies in that shit. You know what I'm saying? You had Beauty Dior, you had Cherokee the Ass, you had Roxy Reynolds, I think she was on there. And it was a couple other people that I can't think of off the top of my head. Lacey Duvall was one of them. I'm not sure. But I watched this shit nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? And then I watched That Bitch a Hoe. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch too much of it, but I seen pussy for the first time. You know, that's pretty much how I learned how to eat pussy, honestly. That's how I learned how to eat pussy. I learned how to pull out. I learned how to do a lot of shit sexually. So, I'm like advanced, you know, for my age. Oh, I'm gonna edit that out. 7th grade, we had recess. Yes, I know. Recess in 7th grade. It's unheard of. But I went to Howard Road Academy. This school was ghetto. We had recess in 7th grade. And me and my so-called friends at the time, we didn't become official friends until 8th grade. But 7th grade, we had recess. Me and my so-called friend Nico and our so-called friend Andrew, we all snuck into the school and we went back to our homeroom class because this is when we started switching classes. Actually, we started in 6th grade, but this is 7th grade, goddammit. We were switching classes at this point. We went back to our homeroom class, which is actually our math class, and this fool Nico gets on the computer that was furthest away from the camera because this school had cameras out the ass. First thing he does is pulls up RedTube. And the first thing I see is Alexis Texas flashing them big ass titties, you know what I'm saying? And then I see Sarah J taking the BWC. And then he turns on some cartoon porn. You know what I'm saying? I see some Teen Titan shit. I see goddamn Raven getting it in with goddamn Cyborg. I seen Starfire getting it in with Robin. I seen Beast Boy doing his own thing, you know, sitting there doing this shit because he ain't got nobody to fuck. And then he took it up a notch. You know, we seen the Family Guy porno. We seen Lois getting the train ran on her, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Peter ain't putting it down. And then he put on some hentai. And for the longest time, I used to watch a lot of cartoon porn and hentai. It was very rare that I used to watch regular porn. It was just cartoon porn and hentai because that was the only shit that got me off. I was a weird ass kid, goddammit. So when I got home, I continued watching the shit that he showed me and I jacked off for the first time. And the rest is history. Anyway, because we getting, you know, off the shits right now. That's how I became a pervert. And then 8th grade, I started grabbing ass and titties. I didn't go as far as Donald Trump and bitches, but I was out here grabbing ass and titties. Never have I ever, and I ain't talking about the game, never have I ever, but never have I ever grabbed a woman by her pussy. I ain't never went that far. Yeah, I'm wearing a fuck Donald Trump shirt right now. You know I ain't never grabbed no girl by no damn pussy. You know what I'm saying? All I did was grab ass and titties as if that wasn't far enough. And then that bled into 9th grade. So, yeah, it bled into 9th grade, which 2011, I was the most hated kid in school because I was so perverted. I used to talk about ass and titties so much. I stopped grabbing ass and titties as much as I was in 8th grade. And I was only talking about it in 9th grade. Now, I did it a couple times in 9th grade, but I mostly talked about it. And I was talking to girls straight up about how fat their ass is and how big their titties is. And they're like, okay, I'm not talking to you. Stay the fuck away from me, you fucking weirdo. You know, that's the look they gave me. They looked at me with the wide and I said, stay the fuck away from me, you fucking weirdo. And then when I tried to talk to other girls, they best friends come on and be like, oh, don't talk to him, he's a fucking weirdo. I was hated for an entire year. The most hated kid in school. So hated the fact I eat lunch alone. You know what I'm saying? I was at the loser's table with another loser. And I ain't talked to him until I hit 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. Let me go ahead and take a sip because my damn throat's starting to hurt. Woo! 2012. This time I'm in 10th grade and I decided I was going to get my shit together after starting the smoking and, you know, at the same time I was still going through an identity crisis. But instead of acting like my cousin, I was acting like other people that I was hanging out with, trying to fit in with the group. I did not want to be labeled as a nerd. I wanted to be labeled as a cool kid, and I got labeled the other way around. The shit came back to bite me in the ass, and I was used by these so-called friends. I even got robbed at one point, so to speak. You know, motherfucker ain't took nothing with a lighter and a black and mouse, so technically he ain't robbed shit. You know what I'm saying? He ran away like a little pussy when I pulled a knife on him. I converted to Islam in 2012. I almost said 2016. I turned 16 in 2012. So for my 16th birthday, I went ahead and I converted to Islam. Not all the way, because I took the Shahada online. I was looking to see how you could take the Shahada, and they said there was 2 ways, or maybe I was just high, I don't know. But they said you can either go to a mosque and get converted by, what the hell they call them? You got the priest in the white church, you got the pastor in the black church, or deacon, whatever. I forgot what they call them in the mosque, nor do I give a shit. But one of them dudes, they got to convert you, or you can just take the Shahada online. That's what I read, so I took the shit online, and I recited the Shahada. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what the fuck it said. I don't even know Arabic, to be completely honest with you. All I know is Assalamu alaikum. You know what I'm saying? And then I know the saying that you're supposed to say after that, the reply, wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. You know, that's all I know. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. That means, may peace be with you and may peace be unto you. Something like that. I forget what it is. I ain't been Muslim in Lord knows how long. Shut up. But I converted to Islam to try and get my shit together, but this Muslim shit wasn't working out for the best. I even went as far as to go to a mosque, and I got a kufi. I had 2 of them. First one got confiscated by this piss poor, petty ass fucking staff. They kept calling this shit a damn hat because I got it in the wrong size. I used a random card number, first of all, to get this damn first kufi, and I don't know how the shit went through. I just put in a random card number and a random CVV number and a random expiration date, and the shit went through. I don't know how the fuck I was smart enough to do that shit, but the shit came in the mail. It was a navy blue kufi. You know what I'm saying? It came in the mail, and I wore the shit to school. They kept telling me, Mr. Hunter, take the hat off. I'm like, motherfucker, this is not a hat. This is a kufi. I didn't say motherfucker, but you get the picture. I said, this is not a hat. It is a kufi. I'm Muslim. You're not going to sit here and disrespect my religion. You know what I'm saying? I just converted. You're like, well, do you have proper authorization from the dude at the mosque to wear that shit? No, you did not, so take it off. Fuck you. I kept the shit on. I'm a defiant motherfucker. I kept it on, and I was a class clown, so I kept my shit on, and then it got confiscated. So I had to get a whole new one. You know what I'm saying? I had to get a whole new one. But I went to a mosque nonetheless. I went there for Jumu'ah one time when we didn't have school on a certain Friday. Jumu'ah is Arabic for Friday. That's another word I know. And I know wudu, but I forgot what that stands for. And I don't even know what wudu is. I never took wudu. I never even got that far. After I had some Muslim food, that's when I decided, you know what, man, I don't even want to eat this shit. I already don't eat pork anyway. I could settle for not eating this bullshit. I don't know who cooked this. The food was cooked by black people, and this was in the basement of the mosque. First, we did Jumu'ah, we did prayer and all that shit. We had one dude singing in Arabic, which is, if we've been honest, the shit was creepy as hell. It felt like I was about to be executed by Al-Qaeda or ISIS or some shit. Have you ever heard a Muslim sing in Arabic? My God, is that shit creepy. No offense, but that shit's creepy as hell. I'm sorry. Beautiful singing, beautiful voices, but the shit is creepy. And that ain't the part that behooved me. What behooved me was the dude was black. Oh shit. That same night, or that same day I should say, I went down to the basement and I got some food. Come to find out I had to buy the shit, but I ended up getting it for free because I didn't know I had to buy it. It was mac and cheese, some turkey, and some other shit. I think some collard greens as well, without the pork in it, without the hog in it. And this was some of the driest shit I ever tasted. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even mac and cheese. It was mac without the cheese. You know what I'm saying? It was mac and grease is what the fuck it was. This shit was ass. You know what I'm saying? The greens tasted like ass. The fucking, no disrespect by the way, the turkey was dry as giraffe pussy. I'm like, man, goddamn, who the fuck cooked this shit? You tell me black people cook this shit? It tastes like a white person cooked this. You know white people don't season their food? None of this shit was seasoned. How you black and you don't know how to season your food? I could tell you grew up with some white people. 2013, I decided I was going to convert back. I was done with that Muslim shit. You know what I'm saying? I was Muslim for an entire year. It was just an experience, and it was one hell of an experience. Positive and negative at the same goddamn time. But I converted back to Christianity, and it just made me feel whole again. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat pork, by the way. I really don't. I only eat like certain selections of pork. I don't eat pulled pork. I don't eat ribs, pork ribs and all that shit. I don't eat, like major pork. I eat like little things like pepperoni or bologna, but that's about it. Even the smoked sausage every now and then, pause. But I don't eat nothing else pork related. I don't eat hot dogs. I don't eat fucking pork sausages. Sometimes. Also in 2013, I got cheated on for the first time. Like I said during the intro, it wasn't by my ex-fiance. It was actually by a former girlfriend of mine. Not gonna say her name. We're just gonna say her initial. B. I shouldn't even say her goddamn shit because she don't deserve it. My ex-fiance don't deserve shit from me, and neither does the other ex. You know what I'm saying? But me and my ex-fiance, we broke up twice before we broke up the official third time. But we broke up twice. And during that first breakup that we had, I'm not even going to explain it because I already talked about it in a previous video. During that first breakup that we had, I ended up dating somebody else for a little bit just to see if I was going to like gel well with somebody else and see if I was going to have that same special bond that I had with her. And turns out it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? We was together for 4 months and we ain't seen each other until I think the last month that we was together. And I surprised her at her house. I told her that I was going to show up when she got back, and I was on her front porch, and I stood up, and as soon as she looked at me, she's like, "What you doing on my porch? I didn't think you was actually going to come over." I'm like, "Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? You thought I was lying." You know what I'm saying? Most of the time I say I ain't got time, but today I got time, cuz. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that shit, obviously, but I said, Obviously, I was going to show up. You know, I wasn't bullshitting. Sometimes I would lie, but most of the time I'm telling the goddamn truth. And this time I was telling the truth. So I made it over here safe, and I'm just happy to goddamn see you. And she ain't said shit after that. All she did was laugh. Because she looked at my body, she looked at my figure, and seen that I was out of shape as fuck. And on top of that, I'm short as fuck. I'm 5'7" now, but I was like 5'4" at the time. But she was 6 feet tall. That's the funny thing. And shut up. She was 6 feet tall. I was 5'5", so I was a little too short for her. And the first thing she said was, "What you gonna do with me? You is so small. You is so little. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to handle all of this. I'm 6 feet. What the fuck you gonna do?" I'm like, "I may be small, but I can still fuck the shit out of you." You know what I'm saying? I may be small, but I'm big in other places. That's exactly what I said. And she laughed her fucking ass off. You know what I'm saying? That hurt my feeling. I was low-key hurt after that. I was about to chop her ass in the goddamn throat. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I held it together. I held it together. And after that same day, my phone got stolen. My iPhone 4S, my favorite phone that I've ever had. R.I.P. my black brother. I ended up having to downgrade to a regular ass iPhone 4. But that's besides the point. After I seen her for the first time, and after I got my phone stolen, a week goes by. I wasn't even able to talk to her. But I don't know if she said that we should break up. I'm not sure, but I never got any message, so I'm assuming that the bitch cheated. God damn it. Because when I got my sister's iPhone 4, that's why I said I downgraded, I went to her iPhone 4. I'm the oldest, and she was younger, and I had to get the fucked up phone. Okay. But I downgraded to my sister's iPhone 4. I logged into my IG, and I see this bitch on IG, because that's where I met her. She posted her number on there, and I texted her the number. That's how we met. But she posted her number again, along with some pictures of her in some scantily clad outfits. And the dude in her comment section said, "Damn, you fine as her. You single?" And she said, "Yeah." And I commented immediately. I said, "No, the fuck she not. She with me." And she deleted my comment and blocked my goofy ass. So at that point, I knew she wasn't fucking with me no more. So I took that as her cheating on me. Technically, I didn't get cheated, but at the same time, I did. So we gonna say I got cheated just for the sake of this video. I got cheated on for the first time by a bitch that I had no business dating in the first goddamn place. 24/10, I got kicked out of the house for the first time. We're gonna keep this shit short and sweet. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I decided I was gonna step outside in the back, and I went ahead and I lit up a cigarette, not realizing that my mama's window was cracked open. She smelled that shit in the air. She yelled my name. I threw the goddamn cigarette as fast as I can because I got fucking jump scared. And then I walked in the house like not even quickly, I slowly opened up the goddamn door like you trying to sneak out the house. I slowly opened up the goddamn door. Good thing the shit didn't creak. I closed the shit when I got in there. I took the shirt off that I had on, put it in the dirty clothes. I walked up to her room. She said, "Bring me that shirt that you had on." And I brought her the shirt. She smelled it. It was exactly what she thought. And she got up. She started swinging. Clocked me in my chin one good time. She beat the shit out of me. You can't play with these Scorpios, man. They crazy as fuck. I know my mama might not want to admit it, but she's crazy. I don't mind crazy women. I just don't date them. I can be friends with them, but I'm not going to date no crazy ass woman. And mama, no disrespect, but you're the reason I don't date Scorpios. I dated one, but she was a stoner. That's the difference. But that's besides the goddamn point. I got put out the house that night. She told me to get the fuck out after she finished beating my ass. Took my phone, took my game, took my TV, all that shit, and I was outside with nothing. She said, "Stay outside until your father get home." And my father was working until the AM. It was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. My father wasn't getting off until like 6 hours later. He thought I was going to sit out there the whole time. I said, fuck that. I went ahead and ran all the way down to my uncle's house. I took my little shortcut that me and my cousins used to take back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Going behind people's houses and shit. That may seem kind of disrespectful, but we used to do it all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done it since, but I took my shortcut to get down there, and I went in through the front door. I knew the code and everything to the door because they got one of the code locks. So I remembered the code, and I went in and I laid on the couch. And I was in there for a good 30 minutes. And my mama came riding around at least 3 times looking for me, knocking on the door. I didn't answer. And then when she came over the 4th time knocking on the door, I decided, you know what, this is my perfect opportunity to sneak the fuck out the back door. I snuck out the back door from the deck, tried to go down the stairs so I could hop the gate again and run all the way back to the house, and she came sprinting her ass over there, grabbed me by my arm and said, "Let's fucking go." Moral of the story, don't piss your mama off.
I really miss my nigga. I really miss my nigga. White people you can sing it to, just change that N to a W. Miss my wigger.
Bye! Have a beautiful time!